Back with Jim Rogers. Tell me the state of farming around the world.
Well, the world is facing a serious agricultural nightmare coming up. We have inventories of food are the lowest in recorded history. We have no farmers. We have shortages. The average age of farmers in America is 58 years old. In parts of Japan, they have no farmers. They have fields that nobody can farm because there's nobody there. They're bringing in Chinese to try to farm those fields, and they really don't like Chinese, as you know, and yet they're desperate. The world's going to be facing serious problems in the next decade. Those guys who are 58 will be 68 in 10 years if they're still alive. We have nobody going to study agriculture.
Why? Why is that?
Agriculture has been a horrible business, Glenn, for the past 30 years. Nobody's been able to make much money. I suspect all these kids here in your audience, I bet none of them knows anybody who's majoring in agriculture. We produce more physical education graduates every year than we produce agricultural graduates. And now we're going to have to pay the price. You can't make any money in farming, and that's why nobody goes into it, and that's why there's no capital. Prices are going to go higher. That I hope will attract.
How long before that happens? How long does, if you're sitting here watching and you're like, okay, I've watched the Glenn Beck program for a while, and he's been trying to scare all the old people to death for the last 2 years, and he does it just because I guess he hates the president or whatever their excuse is. But now I hear you. How long do I have to be able to put some food away before you start to see a real steep?
Go to the shop, go to the grocery store and see how high prices have gone in the last 2 years. While you say you've been trying to scare people, they can tell you that prices are very high. You probably don't go to the grocery store. Your butler goes to the grocery store.
No, I go to the grocery store. I get my own ice cream, my friend.
All right,
and in New York, $8 a half gallon.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Milk, bread, anything. Prices are going up, and it's going to get a lot worse. But it has to, Glenn, because if prices don't go higher, we're not going to have any farmers, and we're not going to have any food at any price, because prices have to be high enough for farmers to make a living, and then they will be rich, and then young people will say, I'm not going to go to Wall Street, I'm going to become a farmer. Farming is going to be a much better profession the next 20 years than Wall Street.
Are you concerned about the floods that we've had, the E. coli over in Europe? Does this compound the problem, or is this?
Of course it does. Whenever you have something which cuts the supply, we already have low supplies. We have very low inventories right now, historically. And anything that cuts supply makes it worse. Prices are going to go much, much higher. Protect yourself. I plead with you, protect yourself, because it's going to get worse.
I said to Jim, I said, somebody told me to buy water, and he said, no, don't own water, because then you'll be like the oil company is now. How dare you be somebody who's trying to keep this water?
They will call you an evil speculator, and they will hang you in the street. But if you can figure out a way to provide water, to purify water, or transport water, or discover water, they'll build a monument to you in the public square. No, you don't want to be an evil speculator. Then they'll come after you.
Back in a minute. Tomorrow, Greta Van Susteren will be doing a special on sex in Capitol Hill and all the scandals and all that stuff. We will be back here Monday from New York. Good night, America.